Hello, VOD viewers. I learned from the previous VOD that the second I click the go live button, that thing starts picking up my audio. And not when it first starts appearing actually in the YouTube feed where I can see that it's actually being streamed. So I'm going to treat it like that go live button is just putting me directly in front of you. Like, bam, we are live like it's syndicated television. And the reason for that is that most live streamers, they're kicking off their live stream and they're like, hey, nobody's here. There's nobody for me to play to. I can take my time setting shit up, making sure it's all good. But then you got that VOD that comes afterwards, and people got to skip around and try to figure out where it actually starts. And, I am somebody who wants to listen back to these types of things because if it's somebody who I like hearing them talk, chances are I'll like hearing them talk for, 3 or 4 hours at a time, especially if they're doing it in sort of a podcasty format. I'm thinking of someone like Vito, who I haven't yet been on one of his Monday night streams. I've been meaning to go on there. But, the VODs for those, you got to kind of figure out, where does this actually begin, And I think you could probably go back in and use an editor or something in YouTube, but that's a pain in the ass. So I would rather just be, fully prepared so that everybody who listens back, because these streams, even when people do start viewing, I usually stream about 2.5 hours. I average about 50 concurrent viewers. I have 500 or 600 unique viewers within that time span. So lots of people are dipping in for a little bit, dipping out, but there tends to be a small handful of people who are consistently there for the whole stream. It tends to be that for those first 2.5 hours, whoever among the people who finds himself there is going to super chat will have done so. And so if the stream continues past that into the 4-hour range, then there's going to be a period where everybody's already spent their money, but then a new crowd comes in. If you really go the distance, if you push your stream all day, then now you've got a cycling in of new people who are discovering the stream. So it's you really have to either go for 2.5 hours, or go maybe 3, or go for 8 hours, if you really want to stunt on everybody and make it turn around. But overall, these videos get way more views on the VOD. Maybe 50 people concurrently watching, but they'll end up with 2,000 views in the end. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is more so a podcast than it is even a live stream, because more people are going to hear it back. But it's done live so that people can super chat, because obviously I make a lot more money off of that than off of the ad revenue from people watching the VOD back. So I appreciate all viewers of the stream. It's all what's the phrase that YouTube uses? Watch hours? It's all watch hours, one way or another. But that's the calculation by which my career goes. Eos Girl says, I love you, Digi. Digi's a dead person. There is no Digi around on this channel anymore. Digi died of a weed overdose 2 years ago, actually. This is Trixie's stream. I'm here in the Chow Garden. You just need a timestamp king. We do have that. This channel has a timestamper. Shout out to TrueFox1, who has timestamped every stream within a couple days. There are timestamps on all the streams, and also there are more streams in the unlisted. There are streams that are in the playlist that's called Every YouTube Video Featuring the Golden Witch. That's very prominent on the channel. It's on the front page. If you go into that playlist, there are certain live streams that I unlisted just so that there would not be so many of them on the videos page. I want there to be live streams so people understand what the live streams are like, maybe feel more incentivized to show up to them, but I don't want them to crowd out too many of the proper videos. Now, granted, with these Chow streams, I kind of want all of them to be up because I want people to be able to watch the progress of me raising these Chow, to adulthood and beyond, and growing them into my Chow army. Dragon Ball Manga 1984 has been bringing up that they want me to do a Kotaro Lives Alone analysis quite consistently. I think I watched some of the first episode of that. I didn't find it all that interesting, but I will return to it. It is a popular Netflix show, so it makes sense for me to talk about it. Long Live the Witch, yes. Have I seen The Witch 2015? No, I have not, but I should. Because I'm writing a horror novel right now, so I'm trying to dive more. I've kind of been a horror avoidant most of my life. Just leave streams unlisted in a playlist. Yeah, a lot of them are. But, you know, so I like having some of them out so that people can see them, and they are entertaining. I just don't want them to crowd out the regular videos. I want it to seem like, oh, there's streams, there's videos, there's all kinds of stuff on this channel, but not like, wow, this person streams constantly, you know, that's going to be annoying if I subscribe to them, or whatever people think when they see stuff like that. You cast a spell on me for good luck if you super chat. Spells for super chats. Running that witch grift up in this biz. Alright. It's time for me to start playing this video game now that people are here, and I need to get them. I need to start ignoring the chat so that they feel the need to pay me money in order to get my attention. So, you know, rants for super chats as always. Let's go to the Chow kindergarten. We're gonna trade our Chow because he needs to go back in, and Roxy needs to come out. Roxy. Yes, okay. She knows how to use the bell now. I'm just gonna, like, you know, use whatever gender pronouns I happen to feel like at any moment with these Chow, so if I switch it up on you randomly, just ignore it. I don't care. I don't care to be consistent about it. This one's Roxy, the other one's Tango. Both of which were just names that were given to me by the name lady. She's got pretty fun names. I don't mind them. They both like square fruit. They're both infants. Well, apparently he doesn't like square fruit that fucking much. Alright. Well, I really need to get, like, another one. Another one. $2 from Rielian Friends. Arigato gozaimasu. Do itashimashite. That's the correct way to have been doing that, I think. Shekels for Tango. Hey, that goes right to Tango's raising fund. So let's see. You've paid for Tango's kindergarten. Let's see what we can buy on the black market. This is my favorite thing, possibly ever. The Chow black market is. I mean, just look at that little fucking dancing weird little goddamn Kappa thing over there. Like, the fuck is that? No, not a Kappa. What? He's like a, I don't know, like a merman, like a creature from the Black Lagoon. That's what that guy looks like, right? That dude, he's going off back there. Alright, the white egg is 400 rings. I need a few more rings. I also kind of want to get seeds, but the only stuff my Chow like are square, so it's not really worth it. I don't know what the point of the mushroom is. It's just very nutritious. No, I don't want that. Let me out of here. Any thoughts on the Penguin Drum Recycle films releasing this year? I didn't even know about that. Wow. Also, just finished Review Starlight and going to watch the film this weekend. I was not into Review Starlight. I don't know. Maybe just because I don't know about the theater, and like I had to read people's articles to have any idea what the hell it was being referenced by the show, like culturally. I just didn't connect with anything I saw in the first episode, but you know, maybe I'd feel differently if I tried revisiting it. I don't know what the takeaway was about that show. Like, did people think it was consistently good? Like, did it end well? I didn't end up hearing that much. Alright, we're gonna go play as Tails so we can get Tails to the Chow Garden. Because he hasn't been there yet. And I want to pet the Chow with Tails. It's also I hadn't really quite realized, I guess, how interdependent the Chow Garden actually was on the main game of this game. When I determined that I was going to play through it, like I didn't realize how many things you had to like have rings to buy, or I knew you had to power up the Chow by like going to stages and collecting animals and like these little capsules that power them up. But I just remember that we would go back through like the first Eggman level or the first Tails level over and over again, because you can blow up a whole lot of boxes and just get all that stuff really quick and then go back to the Chow Garden. But I guess I hadn't realized that there were rings involved as well, which is probably what we would play through City Escape for, because I remember playing that level over and over as well, aside from just because the music is great. I like the Tails level music. Yeah, I'm a kid listening to rock music. Have you seen Sonic Movie 2? I haven't. But I haven't even seen the first one. I have very little interest. They don't look that good. I don't even really think this game is particularly good. It's just like the Chow Garden. I will say this game, it holds up better than I remember from when we did like the Digibros Let's Play on it. I remember just feeling like it was just very... It's definitely kind of stiff and awkward in places, but I'm really impressed with the aesthetics of the game more than anything. Like, it has a really cool look and feel. The music is awesome. It's very unique. But then you have moments like this where you're like, I'm doing the button, right? Like, maybe I just don't need to climb on that. Maybe I just need to be over here. See, user error, not game error. Having said that, did kind of look like a platform. Oh, that was dumb. Getting error messages on my superchats, maybe because I'm from Japan. I'll check out your Patreon. Thank you very much. I don't know why that is happening, but that's very unfortunate. $2 from Princess Plunderphonics. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. Anime Alphabet O, Ojamajo Doremi. That would be a great idea. What do I have? Oh, I want to do Uran High School Host Club. But I am also considering doing that earlier, because that show is constantly being told to me by Netflix that it's very popular on Netflix. And so you know, if it's like somehow more relevant right now for some reason, it might be better not to wait. I think I just messed up on this level. But because it's gonna take a while before I get to O, right? Well, maybe I'm on K, L, M, N, O. No, I'm only 5 away, so never mind. I'll probably do Uran High School Host Club for O. But Ojamajo Doremi can come from one of the later anime alphabets, possibly. Because the idea, if anybody doesn't know, the idea of anime alphabet is that it is a cycle that is to be gone through over and over again forever. For as long as I continue to do anime content on YouTube, there will be anime alphabet once a month on the 4th of every month. That's the purpose of it, is to ensure that there will always be anime content on the channel, so that even if I wasn't doing anything else that was related to anime, at least once a month you would get an anime video in the form of anime alphabet. You know, right now I happen to be making a ton of anime videos, so anime alphabet maybe doesn't feel as unique in the grand scheme of the channel, but yeah, the intention of it is to just go on forever. So in the future, anime alphabet will be themed each time. So like There will be Anime Alphabet Shonen, Anime Alphabet Shoujo, Anime Alphabet Horror, Anime Alphabet Comedy. And we'll just keep cycling back through the alphabet, covering classic shows for approximately 30 years. If I do all of the ones I have planned. Now, of course, it's possible that the medium of how I deliver content will be completely fucking different by like round 7 or 8 or whatever of Anime Alphabet, when we're all in VR blood bags or whatever. Like, you know, the format might shift a little bit. What the fuck am I supposed to do here? How do I keep fucking up this stage? I'm playing a goddamn tail stage, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Kobold Knight with $2. Arigatou gozaimasu itashimashite. Have you seen any of Hazel's videos? Great vids. Yes, I have. I actually patron Hazel on the Patreon because I really like her content, and that's the kind of content that is the hardest to do consistently without having like a strong Patreon backing. And I'm glad that she has such a consistent approach, because that's like integral. If you want to have like a successful Patreon long term, you really have to have a consistent style of video. And that's where I've kind of fucked up my whole career. It was like I never decided what I wanted to do. Again, this is why Anime Alphabet exists, was to have something that's consistent that I could point to and say like, okay, well, if you patron me, you know you're getting at least Anime Alphabet every month, you know, like, so, you know, regardless of whatever else. But that lack of consistency from me, because I didn't want to decide on one video format, led to lots of changes over time, and then eventually people, you know, not getting what they wanted and eventually leaving. And I've seen creators who've been able to do, like, you know, who've been able to be Patreon sustenance at this, the level I was at my height or higher for longer periods of time. And not just like huge creators like Red Letter Media or, you know, like The Dick Show, but also people like Todd in the Shadows, who's, you know, extremely comparable to what I do on YouTube. So, like, if I was as consistent as he was, you know, I could potentially have maintained that kind of long-term Patreon, like, what's the word I want to use? Like, loyalty, you know? Where, like, people know exactly what they're getting from a Todd in the Shadows video, and it's been consistent for a very, very long time, you know? Whereas, you know... So, I'm trying to remember what even the fucking question I'm answering is. Hazel, right. Hazel has been doing, like, even though her videos, subject matter-wise, are, like, can be literally about anything, which is very hard to market, like, on YouTube. It's hard to push those videos to, you know, to a large audience unless you have a very dedicated subscriber base that's large. You know, like, I would bet that Hazel gets a lot of her views from her subscribers, you know, before they start getting pushed to the wider YouTube space. Whereas, like, even at my height, my biggest videos have always been the ones that are just getting recommended to the most people, and not necessarily, like, that my subscribers check out everything I do, you know? I would say at my height, I had, like, 50,000 very reliable subscribers. And I think Hazel probably has even more than that already, you know, of people who are going to check out every single video she does because they know what it's going to be, and they know it's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm getting this person's personality and like this style of like research, and you know, that's a good look to have that consistency. Hey, I jumped over the shadow and didn't get crushed by it this time. I'm learning how to play the game. But yeah, I'm always entertained by, like, that. Particularly, what caused me to become a patron of Hazel was her Cozy Anime RPGs video, because it was like I've done this research hole before, like gone down this exact rabbit hole of like, I'm gonna find all these games that look cute from all these systems and play them for like 15 minutes at a time, and like, you know, I've played an amount of Swordcraft Story, an amount of Izuna the Unemployed Ninja Returns, you know, an amount of like several of the games that were on the thumbnail of the video. So like just seeing that many games that only I, you know, like I've never talked to anybody about these games. Yeah, I know that there are other people who have played them, but I've never seen a video about them from a YouTuber I was already following or knew about, you know, like it was just, except maybe K-Bash, who, you know, focuses on this type of game. But even he hasn't played a lot of the ones that came up in that video. So it was just like, wow, somebody else is doing this type of thing with their life. That's exciting. I hope they keep doing it, you know, because they are doing a better job than I am of consistently making like a type of content about it that that allows them to keep doing those type of research projects. Whereas like I'll go down that rabbit hole and have nothing to show for it because I can't figure out how to like what's the through line of the video, you know. So yeah, I appreciate her ability to figure that out, figure out how to bring all those chaotic elements together into one video, even if sometimes it can be like a bit much. Even for me, I could be like, all right, some of these details I didn't need to know. Rieli and Friends with $5. Arigato gozaimasu. Doitashimashite says, talk about Death Note. I know it's normie stuff, but I love it. I mean, Death Note's great. It's fantastic. I was a fan of the manga back in like 2006. Yeah, 2006 was when it started publishing in the US, I think. Either 6 or 7. But hey, it's Tails. Look at them spinning tails. Oh, I forgot that this is the most fun part about Tails in this game, is that you can run fast and make his tail spin. But he keeps stopping every time I turn. I just want him to keep doing it. Alright, let's save the Chow from drowning. Don't. It's very aggravating to me that when it's in the water, pickup isn't the default, but pet. But anyway, yeah, when Death Note started, there was a girl in my Japanese class who had the manga, and so I borrowed it from her and was reading it. And I really enjoyed it pretty much up till, you know, the midpoint big spoiler twist everybody knows. And like, just because like Light becomes such an unlikable asshole that it really feels like, who am I rooting for after that, you know? Other than I guess Light's dad, but then like there's a great moment with him, but then that plot's over and it's kind of like, all right, well now I double don't know who to root for or what to care about, because, you know, nobody really seems like the good guy anymore. So I never ended up finishing the manga. I had been like buying it after reading it borrowed from that girl, and then like I only got up to like volume 8, I think, in my purchases, and I'd read 10 out of the 13. And then the anime started up the next year, and I was watching that with my brother Vic, and this was at the period where I still had to like read the subtitles out loud to him because he couldn't read fast enough to keep up. And I think I remember just like he didn't seem that interested, or would like kind of zone out during some of the, you know, more talky scenes. It just wasn't like his type of show. So it wasn't as fun to watch with him. Although I remember really liking episode 12 and the way they had like animated the whole bus break-in thing, but overall just feeling like the anime just wasn't as good as the manga. Like it's really struck me that like it lost a lot of the charm, the like comedic undertone, the serious comedy element that they talk about in Bakuman, which is my favorite manga from the same authors, basically about writing, the experience of writing Death Note, and like, well, really the experience of their entire careers culminating in having written Death Note. It's just extremely good. But yeah, like through Bakuman, they pretty much expressed that they wish they had ended Death Note with the end of the central rivalry, because that was the point of the manga, and the only reason that they didn't is that there was already an anime series, and you know, it was such a big deal, it was just like they weren't really at liberty to end it yet by the publishers. And like they kind of redeemed this in Bakuman by having the characters say that like their one request is they get to end the manga when they're done with it. And Bakuman itself kind of has like a point where you start to feel like it's getting a little bit strained for ideas, and then it like very quickly wraps up, and it's like, okay, yeah, they did it, you know, they did the thing, they realized, all right, we've run this thing's course, let's wrap this up, you know. Yeah, but Death Note, you know, it's just incredibly smartly written. I think, again, it's easy to underestimate how much the, like, I guess the anime kind of tried to get the serious comedy aspect of it from being like so over the top that it's funny, which is a vibe in and of itself. And I think that resonated more with like the Western audience maybe, who like really just enjoys that like over the top ridiculous presentation, whereas the manga is like a bit more reserved. It's still like pretty over the top, but just inherently by being a manga, it's nowhere near as fucking ridiculous as what they did in the anime. So I guess I just think that kind of storytelling worked better for me when it was like cheeky and more reserved, like how the manga did it. Alright, who do I want to go to Chow World with? I guess we could probably take the other guy out of kindergarten. Let's be Eggman. He's the best. Alright, we have, what is ARS? What is this currency? I'm going to look into that real quick. But Gabignan with ABS 50. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. It looks like those are Argentine pesos. So it's about 50 cents in Argentine pesos. Happy you're streaming something that's not Elden Ring. Totally missed the first one. Haven't played it yet, and I'm still trying to avoid spoilers, Lamau. Cheers. Yeah, I figured that's a part of why some, like, because I've done some Elden Ring streams, and I've also got some Elden Ring videos on the channel that don't have a lot of views, and I think if I, you know, there are lots of channels that are just Elden Ring focused that are clearly like, you know, this is for people who've beaten the game, who are doing endgame content, who are like really invested in Elden Ring culturally, like. They're channels that are just about Elden Ring. And that's most of like the Elden Ring content I've seen, is that, or like, you know, big time game reviewers that have covered it. I'm in a weird position because like I'm not a gaming channel, I'm not an Elden Ring channel. So most of my viewers I don't think have had the chance to actually like play and beat this game and be comfortable with spoilers for it, because it's not like the most hardcore Elden Ring players, you know, coming to this channel looking for that kind of information. It's like casual fans of analysis content who, you know, were like, oh, Elden Ring video, I'll watch that in a year when I've beaten this game, you know, or become convinced I'm not going to, you know, because enough time has passed. I could buy a square fruit tree, although my chow don't usually actually eat that much of the square fruit that I've even bought them. But I can't afford the red egg. He doesn't even sell the white egg anymore. That's out. Now we got red. But I don't got the rings. Can I sell anything? What can you bring him to sell? I guess it has to be probably stuff that you find that like that you pick up and bring to him from the Chow Garden. Alright, let's get Tango out of the classroom. He learned how to sing. That's good. Song is the best. Yosh. Princess Plunderphonics with $2. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. Any plans on your music? Any plans I have on my music are kind of under wraps right now, because I'm trying to do more of my music collaboratively. I kind of feel like I've exhausted like what I can or am interested to do by myself as a music like releaser, I guess. Like, you know, I've done some self-produced albums that I'm kind of happy with. I don't really know anything now that's like gonna change the way that would come out sounding. Like if I produced another album right now, it's not going to sound so different from the ones that I've done already. You know, I'm really focused on anything that's going to make me money right now. So like self-produced music hasn't really made me any money in the last 7 or 8 years. So I'm not really going to bank on that. But, you know, the collaborative stuff that I do with other people, has more opportunities and comes out better. So like, you know, doing hurricane season was the best product I think that's come out of anything I've worked on musically. So, you know, if I can make it so everything that I release is sort of up to that standard of quality, I think it would be a lot better for me as a music releaser going forward. You know, like it's one thing to kind of just make music as a hobby, but like, you know, creating a like artistic identity that people can follow and be interested in. Like, you know, I've been so inconsistent with my own musical releases. It's like there are some people who are like interested in it almost more parasocially than they are like involved, like interested in the actual music, you know? Or at the very least don't like all of it, you know? Very few people like all of the music I've released. So, you know, I want to be more consistent and have more of like a solid musical identity before, so like, you know, that basically what I'm trying to say is I want to put a lot more thought into the next thing that I release and not be like, I'm going to put out an album every 6 months because I get emotional every once in a while and write a bunch of lyrics and, you know, grab a bunch of beats and then just do it, you know, without much thought, and then just kind of release it and like, all right, whoever likes it, likes it. You know, I'd rather be more sure people were going to like it. Realien friends with $2. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. Have you nuzlocked? If so, funny or tragic stories? Oh, I don't think I have. I've watched a lot of nuzlocks. I don't remember ever... Ooh. Was I nuzlocking when I was doing my Pokemon Black and White? No, because I was catching every Pokemon, so that wouldn't be possible to nuzlock and do that. No, I don't think I've ever done it. It's... like, I'm not good at Pokemon, you know. I grew up with Pokemon Red. My strat for that game was just have an over-leveled starter. Like, it was... I never thought to, like, try to make the game more challenging. I just was, like, trying to level my starter to level 100 by beating the Pokemon League over and over and over again. And then, you know, I beat Silver once, probably. Never beat any of the other games, I don't think, until X and Y. And then I became really focused, like, as an adult, my focus in the games has been catch all the Pokemon. Because I think that's the most interesting way to play, because it makes you engage with all of the mechanics in the game. Like, there's pretty much any mechanic that they put into the game, they make it a way that a Pokemon evolves, or is born. So, like, in the course of trying to get every Pokemon, you will most likely do everything. And that's interesting to me. Whereas, like, just making the game harder, it would have been interesting to me at first. You know, when Ben had his whole Nuzlocke comic and everything and told his story, it seemed like, oh, this is like a really emotional journey you can go on. But watching Monkey Jones do Nuzlocks kind of de-romanticized them for me, because he was so fucking good at them. And it was a joke. Like, when he did the first Nuzlocke run he did of Red, like, he basically would always make it out like, oh, I don't know, this is going to be really tough. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. But he always pulled through. He never lost any Pokemon. Like, he beat the whole game and made it seem easy, you know? And then, like, I think he lost his run of Yellow, but only, like, because he got lazy at some point in Johto and, like, wasn't paying attention and just, like, got hit by a random trainer or something. But, yeah, it was just like I watched him do several Nuzlockes where he made it look so easy, even though he kept putting further and further restrictions on himself. Like, oh, I have to be 2 levels under the boss level, and I can only use as many Pokemon as they do. I can only use an item after they use an item. None of that mattered. None of that made the game hard enough that it wasn't just something he could blow through. So it really comes down to, like, how well do you actually know Pokemon? Like, do you know about all of the hidden statistics? And if so, like, then you're not going to have a problem with this, you know? But most people don't know the hidden statistics, including Ben, who, like, that's why when him and Mumkey did their Nuzlocke contest, Mumkey just fucking stomped them into the dirt, because Ben just doesn't know all of the actual battle mechanics. He knew all the breeding mechanics and the leveling mechanics, didn't know the battle mechanics. So, yeah. Excuse me, guys, what's a Nuzlocke run? So in Pokemon, honestly, you should just Google it, because it's a whole culture. It's a massive thing. But a Nuzlocke is where if a Pokemon loses in battle, it dies, and therefore you have to release it. And you can only pick up one Pokemon, like you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter in each area that you enter. So basically there's a limited number of Pokemon in the game, and if you lose them all, you lose the game. You cannot play anymore. You know, it makes it so you can soft lock yourself. The reason that this became called a Nuzlocke is because the guy who sort of popularized it had done it with like a Nuzleaf focused run. And it was like this epic story, tragic story of the Nuzleaf run that like inspired so many people to give it a shot. And now it's a very popular genre of YouTube video of Pokemon playthrough. But like at this point, we've gone way beyond just Nuzlocke in terms of like how to make Pokemon challenging. You can watch crazy softlock videos and shit where people are like trying to figure out how to make it so the game can be unbeatable. Like, how can we make it so you can actually lose at Pokemon, and going to like these ridiculous extents to figure out how they can make themselves actually lose. Those are pretty entertaining. All right, so we've got Chow here. I think they're both still babies. They're both still crawling. And their stats are not amazing. So I'm probably going to have to go collect some stuff to feed some stat buffs for these guys. Yosh. Yeah. I don't remember if they like go through their first cocoon phase before they start walking. He just like jumped over the lake. That was impressive. That was some fucking hardcore parkour going on over there. All right, let's return to the video game part of this video game and collect some bullshit for the chows. Anyone else day drinking? Rielli and Friends at $2. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. How do you rank the Pokemon games? I haven't played Diamond Pearl. I basically haven't played Gen 4 at all. And I've never beat any of the Gen 3 or its remakes. So those ones are kind of out of the running for me. I really enjoyed X and Y because it was just like so much shit going on in that game. I caught all the Pokemon in that game. It took forever. It was kind of grueling because the grinding aspect sucked. Like the chateau, battle chateau thing was really just poorly designed. But I have like an old post somewhere about complaining about that. But yeah, like I enjoyed the game nonetheless. I think that Sun and Moon like fixed my biggest problems I had with X and Y, which was that like the world was still designed like a 2D game instead of like a 3D game, so it was really awkward to get around. Sun and Moon fixed that, but it had just way the fuck too much plot and like the first like 3 hours of the game is constant hand-holding through through endless dialogue and shit, and that was kind of insufferable. It's made it hard to return to, even though I really liked it. And I also didn't like the Pokemon selection in that game as much, and how hard it was to catch the new Pokemon. I know that's something they fixed in Ultra, but I haven't actually played through that yet because I didn't want to suffer all the dialogue of the early game. So as a kid, I would have said Silver, because like I had felt, oh, Silver's twice the size of the first game, and the fact that the next game was only half the size again from my perspective, because it has 16 gyms, as 8 versus 16 gyms, it was like a step down for me that was kind of unforgivable. But when I actually went back to play Silver as an adult, I realized how small the game is. Like, oh, there's 16 because both halves of the game are tiny. And I just hadn't really registered that as a kid, I guess. But, yeah, so I do really like that. I think Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are, like, the most satisfying to return to for, like, a quick playthrough. To just be like, yeah, I'm gonna just fucking blast through Pokemon, catch all 150, just be cool, It makes the best, just, like, raw, almost arcade-style gaming experience. Whereas, like, the later games are more exploratory and like all kinds of stuff's going on, So, yeah, I think it's probably between Fire Red and I also really like Black and White, because Black and White kind of feels like a return to form of the first game, but with new Pokemon and new mechanics. But I don't know if I think it's as strong of a game as Fire Red, like as overall. So it's hard for me to say. Fire Red, White. I haven't played White 2, so can't count that. There's just a lot of them I haven't played, so I feel like my answer kind of lacks nuance in that way. But this level is fucking lengthy. I think I can probably just quit and still have all the items, right? I think that's how this works. Select the stage. Who do you want to be? Kratom God, formerly Lamb Squad, with $2. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. What's your opinion on Hyperpop? I really like 100 Gex. When the 1000 Gex album came out, I was big into that. It took me a while to completely warm up to it, I think, because it's got a lot of different styles, and there's certain songs I like way more than others. Like the 800 decibel Cloud, what is it? 800 decibel something Cloud. That was like my initial favorite from the album. Stupid Horse, fucking all their like ridiculous catchy shit. That Grinch song is hilarious. So like, they haven't released a second album yet. They had that remixes thing, which was pretty fun, but I'm like, if I'm gonna listen to a whole album, I prefer it be more of like a consistent album experience rather than, hearing the same songs multiple times in different styles. But nonetheless, it was still a good, oh, that's even cuter. I'm glad I did that. I still think it was a good release, but there's been like, Rico Nasty, I guess, has been kind of considered hyperpop. She has certain songs like iPhone that very much fall into that vein, which iPhone alone is probably one of my favorite hyperpop songs. But she's more, bubblegum trap, I think is what she's called herself. So, yeah, like I'm probably closer into that sound than most of the hyperpop stuff, because it is just a little too poppy for me. And like, when Spotify gives me like hyperpop playlist, it tends to be that mostly just the 100 Gex songs are the ones that really stick with me, because most of the other stuff, it just isn't as like abrasively experimental or weird. Like it really is just pop but hyper, and I like that more like weirdly structured stuff where it's all over the place. But at the same time, Orca, little too much for me. I've never, or is it Arca? Arca? Is that their name? I can't... Is it Orca or Arca? Whatever the case, the music is really fucking intense. And it's like fun in a way, but I don't know. Contextually, it's like it's not very pleasant, I guess. So yeah, I guess when it comes to hyperpop, I pretty much just like 100 gex and not a whole lot else in the genre, unless you count Rico Nasty. Alpha Moose says the Pokemon games are not fun, they're slow and grindy. Well, it's really about like the rhythm. You know, it's more about getting into the like the mindset of like I really think that the games kind of give you this hazy brain effect when you start listening to the music and, you know, you hear the sound effects and you get used to that pacing of the text crawl. And, like, do I wish it was all a little bit faster? Yes. But I think that I think there is a lot of deliberation in the pacing of Pokemon to create an effect that, like, traps you with the game. You know, like, it's a game that you're meant to be, like, fully involved with for a while. And I think how much fun you have with it is going to depend on what goals you set for yourself. Like, the stated goal of the first Pokemon game is catch all the Pokemon, but it doesn't require you to do that to reach the credits sequence. You can just beat all the, you know, you can beat all the everything and beat the Pokemon League, but you don't actually get like a certificate of completion of the game unless you catch all the Pokemon. And if you actually do that, the game is way, way more thoughtful and fun because it's laid out in such a way that like okay, you get to the Viridian Forest, right? And most of the Pokemon there are bug types. So let's say you get Caterpie or Weedle. They level up to full evolution by level 10. So you've got a Butterfree by the time you beat Brock, if you're training it up right. Then you abandon that Pokemon, you know, and you pick up the next thing that you catch in Mount Moon that you now have to train up to a certain level, or rather you know, you might have a Pikachu that you've kept on you that you caught in Viridian Forest that you're now trying to level up so that you can, you know, evolve it into a Raichu later and fight Misty with it, or whatever the case. Like, if you're putting the thought into, okay, I have to swap out Pokemon constantly so that I can always train up the new guys so that I can get them to evolution, and the game is paced in such a way that you can do that routinely, you know, you have 6 slots in your party, so you've got stuff like your starter or Pidgey that doesn't fully evolve to like level 36, so you've got them around in your party for a while. And then you've got, you know, like, and they're very reliable for a lot of the early game stuff as support. But if you're actually trying to raise 6 Pokemon at once, that means you're swapping them out a lot more. They're not getting over leveled. None of them is just curb stomping the boss. And there's a limited number of trainers you can fight in the game, so actually leveling everything will require you to start grinding on Pokemon unless you are putting thought into how you approach each trainer. So again, it's just about the level of thought. Butthole Weeb with $2. Arigato gozaimasu, toi itashimashite. How's Jesse these days? Forgot about him. You can always find him on Patreon. Every time somebody asks, I give him the same answer. Jesse posts exclusively to Patreon. He has been doing so for years. He posts like 5 times a month. You know, if you're a patron of him, you'll get his content. Otherwise, you will not. So, yeah. Really, and friends at $2. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi itashimashite. In terms of lost content, friends, biggest loss. You know, I don't think any of the people who I most like want to work with again are people I would say are lost contact. I wish I had more opportunities to work with people who I really want to work with. Because like when I think about all of like, I mean, I guess I don't know if I would say lost. Best guy ever would be my answer of somebody who I still think I could do just as good of work with as we had been doing. Like, I think Cantent, you know, I think Cantent is a good idea that could have been carried until it was successful. It just required a lot of time. And it's understandable that, you know, if it was only going to get more complicated to work on, you know, and require even more time investment before there was going to be any payoff, then, you know, it is what it is. But like, I still think Nate and I make good collaborators, which is why I wanted to do that show in the first place. Because I had kind of gotten to the point of realizing, like, okay, the only person who I have been collaborating with, who it makes sense for me to collaborate with, was Best Guy Ever. Other than him, I really like working with Zen Huxtable, who lives up in Boston, and he's a genius musician, genius animator. I don't tend to, I'm not working on any projects in those fields right now, and don't tend to be as often. So, I just haven't had lots of opportunities to work with him, and I don't live close to him anymore, so I haven't been hanging out with him. But, like, in terms of people who I've hung out with, who I wish I could be hanging out with, like, all the time, I wish I could hang out with Zen Huxtable all the time, So, yeah, like, that's somebody who, and even the people who I do collaborate with more frequently, I have the same issue with, of not living that close, Riley and Mint and Cranberry Dave, who all live in Kentucky, and, I'm going to see them soon because we're going out to the WATP live show, and Bird took a week off so we could go hang out with Riley and Mint afterwards and make a bunch of content with them. But, that only gets to happen when we all group up, which has not been as easy because, we all lived together for a while, but now it's like an 8.5-hour drive to get to their place. So, it requires time to be set aside. The Bird has to have time off of work to even consider it. And usually we stage getting together around some kind of event tied to one of the podcasts that we're friends with. So, yeah, if I could live closer to Riley and Mint and Dave and Zen Huxtable, and even Best Guy Ever, if he still wanted to work with me, all of those would be people I could make good content with, that I know people would enjoy, and could even be potentially profitable. But, yeah. Do you like Omori? Omori what? I can think of a few things that have the word Omori in them, but I don't know anything that's just called Omori. Great music makes Dot Hack and Sonic awesome. That is very, very true. Dot Hack Sign has my favorite soundtrack in anything ever, which is why I did, a whole rap album over it. But, I've been replaying Dot Hack Infection recently. Maybe I should stream some of that. That might give me the opportunity to play more of it. Yeah, I think I'll probably stream some Dot Hack Infection at some point, because that game's pretty fun, and the music is fucking great. I was taken aback by, like, how much of it I recognized and remembered, and was like, oh yeah, this music fucking rules. It's the Game Boy. I accidentally stepped on the Game Boy. I don't have a Game Boy. Omori is Femboy Undertale? I think I heard about this. I think somebody recommended that game to me at some point. It's about this boy allegedly named Sunny going through adventures in his own special world. I got the sneezes. Play Guilty Gear Strive. I don't have Guilty Gear Strive, or else I might play Guilty Gear Strive. I am thinking about changing games right now. I'm not having as much fun playing with the Chows as I thought I would, because I only have 2. And they're not, it takes a lot to grow them enough to do anything with them. I feel like I need to grind this off screen for a while, like just grind levels. Mostly because like I just don't like playing the actual game while live streaming. It's like harder to pay attention to chat, and also the game is, it's not that it's not fun, but it's not my favorite. It's no Elden Ring. Let's just put it that way. So, I might consider playing something else. I also don't. It doesn't seem like people are as excited about this idea either as I kind of hoped. I thought there might be more Chao Garden fans in my audience, just because I've met so many people who love Sonic Adventure 2 and remember the Chao Garden. But it also might not be that fun of a thing to watch someone else do either. You know, it's hard to say. Maybe it would be more exciting if I was further in as well, and I didn't just have two little baby chows that can't do shit, as opposed to some fucking epic chaos chows, you know? So that's why I'm saying maybe it needs to be something I grind a little bit at in the meantime. Especially because I've convinced myself now that I can play .hack instead, which does sound like fun. I don't care what lies ahead. No time for guessing, follow my plan instead. Oh, I fucked up. Take my lead, I'll set you free. Alright, we've got 109 rings. We should have enough to buy that egg, right? No, I think actually we need a few more. In case anybody wasn't clear why I was doing this level again, I really want to buy that red Chao egg. I'm all here for Chao Garden. Well, that's good. I'm all here for super chats, and I'm not really seeing any right now, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what to react to. You know, when I see super chats, I see that little blue box, and I go, "Oh, that's something to talk about." When I don't, I just feel like, I don't know. Who do I react to? What do I say? What do I do? What is a lonely hedgehog to be in this world? There we go. Big baseline. I'm the kind of guy who would rather watch you play real levels than Chao Garden. I mean, it probably is more exciting to actually watch, because it's like shit happening. Again, the Chao Garden really gets more exciting when you've got, like, you know, like, okay, so you have to get a light Chao and a dark Chao in order to unlock the light and dark gardens. So eventually you have 3 gardens. You can have 8 Chao per garden. You can get all these kind of special Chao. You can race them. You can have them fight. You can do all kinds of shit with them. But mine are infants, and they are underpowered, and they underperformed in the races that I had them do in the last episode. So I was like, fuck it, I gotta go train these guys up. And so, like, you know, at some point I could imagine it being something that was exciting to watch. But it is in fact currently just standing around and looking at a couple of babies. Babies! And nobody wants to see someone else's babies. Nobody cares about somebody else's babies. Even if these are our, you know, these are community children. Alright, let's go fucking buy another egg. The entire soundtrack is God tier. City Escape and Live and Learn, of course, absolutely incredible, but so are many other tracks. Pumpkin Hill, Meteor Herd, Security Hall, etc. Hard agree. I was jamming to Pumpkin Hill on the last live stream. There was a lot more singing and why do I only have 370 rings? I thought I just collected like 120 more than I had, and I thought I had like 300. Is this not like the same rings as the in-game rings? Are these a different kind of rings? Why is this huge apple 2,000 rings? I don't have anything to sell. I don't understand. Oh, maybe each character has their own rings. And so I only just got that many rings with Sonic. Because I was here with Egg. This game is too deep for its own good. Sometimes these games, they put thought into the wrong places, you know? Sometimes You only needed to think about not as hard. Kobold Knight with $2. Arigato gozaimasu. Toi tashimashite. Radcon 4, an improbable event or impossible event. Radcon 4 already happened. I don't know if you meant 5, but there already was a 4. No, they're all shared. They're saying it's universal. Well, then why didn't I get up to? Why didn't I have? Oh, because I got hit by the truck, and I lost my rings. Oh, I understand. I see. I didn't realize. Well, alright. We'll go to collect 100 rings, and then we know we'll have 100 rings at the end of the level, because it will stop when I hit 100 rings. I think that's how this works. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Missed the rings. I'm not that good at getting the rings. Alright, I am sick of this video game. I don't want to play Sonic Adventure 2 anymore. I've realized the error of my ways. So we're going to just get good and maybe some other time. Alright, let's figure out what we're going to do here. I'm going to fire up another emulator. No, not the PSP, goddammit. PS2. Where's the PS2? Not Photoshop. That's a different PS. Here we go. So many PSs. Okay. I don't know if you heard that catastrophic crashing PS2 menu screen sound, but we're gonna swap right over. Wait, it's not detecting it. Do I have to restart my stream for it to detect this window? That would suck. Come on. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. Alright, no more Sonic music. Okay. You ever seen such a smooth emulator transition before in your entire life? Now watch this. The stream, we have to change the name. Is this .hack infected? Gave up on Sonic. It's too hard. Let's play .hack. Okay. And then let's change the game to .hack. Infection 2002. Alright, now we need to change the thumbnail, but first we gotta get into the game to find a thumbnail. Am I not Sonic Heroes? I'm done with Sonic, I think possibly forever, right now. I think I might have just ended all involvement with the Sonic franchise I'll ever have for the rest of my life. Possibly, in that moment just now. But we'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and make this the new thumbnail. Sonic's dead to me. We .hack now. Alright, let's change this thumbnail. Even though I really liked that thumbnail. I did really enjoy the Rouge carrying the Chow thumbnail. But, you know, it is what it is. We can't live this life. We can't live a lie. So now it's a .hack thumbnail. Okay. We got a couple super chats here. Butthole Weeb with $5. Arigato gozaimasu. Toi tashimashite. Been sick, so I've been vibing to the soundtrack of Night on the Galactic Railroad. It's pretty gas. It helps you sleep. Kimochi. That does sound pretty good. I remember actually rapping over one of the songs from that. I think I like. Did I make a beat or did I find somebody who had made a beat out of it? I don't remember. I do remember that I did a short rap. I think it might still be up on actually my fucking BitChute, my old BitChute account. Let me go find that out, because if so, I'm gonna play it right now. How do I even? I don't even have it bookmarked anymore. BitChute. Let's see if this thing is here. Yeah, Giovanni. All right. The audio should. Hold on. I'll have to mute the game. We're doing this though. All right. Let me mute the game. Turn up the desktop audio, and then play this rap I remember doing. Night short walk on Giovanni, train spotting by the light of the poppies. The clock is. Hold up, let me go back. I didn't hear that. Short walk on Giovanni, train spotting by the light of the poppies. The clock isn't stopping, the train is eternal. The souls aren't recycled, but the void is immortal. Observe the next portal and read the lines to peel back what meaning lies in the undefined. Something always gets left behind, but you'll I'll link this. Maybe it wants to hear it. Another star goes across the night skies. A part of us dies. Another wind blows. Another star goes across the night skies. A part of us dies. All right. I don't know how audible that was. Wow, I never actually tweeted this stream. I had a tweet set up, and I just like went to my other tab where there's just Twitter open and like a ready loaded tweet ready to go out. I guess it's good because now nobody has to think that it's a Chow stream, since it's not anymore. Come watch me play .hack. Okay, let's tweet. No, I tweeted the wrong thing. Good thing I have Twitter Blue and I could undo that immediately. All right. It still says that it's the Chow Garden stream. Whatever. Come watch me play .hack. Okay. It's .hack time now. We're hacked in. This is a whole new experience. Because Sonic afraid not. All right, let me crank that desktop audio back down because that's gonna get redonk. Okay. Returning to the super chats. Matthew Bartlett with $5. Arigato gozaimasu. Dou itashimashite. Opinions on VTubers. What would your model be if you had one? I have watched a bit of VTubers, mostly out of curiosity, but I don't really feel the appeal. It's not. I don't get anything out of it. I don't really. I guess I like some of the more conceptual ones, like Mirai Akari is like one of the earlier VTubers, and she has lots of videos that are like basically sketch comedy. Like they're not just live streams where someone's playing a game. I've never gotten into live streams, period, so maybe that's a big part of it. I am a streamer myself, probably partly because there's not already a live streamer who I didn't realize I'd put it into first person view somehow. How did I do this? Okay, neat. I thought I was in a cutscene and I was just like, what am I waiting for to happen? I actually don't remember like what I was doing in this game because it's been like a week since I started it up. But I guess I can just run out into the field and go start fucking fighting monsters and shit. I should probably invite Black Rose to my party. This game is fascinating because it's a single-player game set inside of an MMORPG. And the MMO kind of functions like Phantasy Star Online and Diablo, but it's very unique the way that you actually like generate dungeons in this game. It's my word list. All right, I think this is where I need to go to continue the story. But yeah, so I've talked about this a bit on other streams, but I do actually have a VTuber model that I commissioned from Daniel Dussault, who did the Vito-chan model. I just haven't had it rigged because I was able to afford the model, and then I wasn't able to afford the rigging by the time the model was done. So I just never had that happen. But it's very similar to the Golden Witch avatar that I have on that Mint Salad designed for me on Twitter. Like, you know, big sharky smile, blonde hair, black dress, you know, witch hat type look. I remember the buttons in this. But yeah, so yeah, it would just be like the Golden Witch would be the character. But I haven't completed it, and I think I would have fun being a VTuber, you know, for the same reason I have fun being a streamer, but I just don't really, I don't know, I don't totally get the appeal of watching them, I guess. But I, like, maybe I've just never found a streamer where, like, I clicked with their personality to such an extent that I felt like I could watch them all day. Unless, again, it was somebody who, like, I follow. Like, I've watched live streams of people who I follow in other contexts than them being a live streamer. But even then, very rarely. Like, I guess my favorite live streamer would be Chris Ott, the music journalist of Shallow Rewards. Infamy? I don't know what you would call it. It's not particularly known, but he's a music critic who at this point basically every once in a blue moon shows up on a live stream randomly unannounced to, you know, 20 to 50 viewers thereabouts, and then he deletes them afterwards. So you really got to kind of be there to catch it at all. But you know, if Chris Ott is streaming, I will most likely you know, give that a watch. But again, that's rare. It's not like a streamer. You know, it's not a person who's making a career out of it, or interesting. Did I give him too high of a level item to try to improve, I guess? This is a very weird mechanic that I'm engaging with right now. That's difficult to explain, but cool. I got my stuff and extra. I am definitely over-leveled for this stage because I'm killing everything in one hit. So I should probably just find the... Oh, I'm close to the thing anyways. Should probably just go to the dungeon. So yeah, sadly I guess I don't have that strong of an opinion on VTubers. Though the ones, like, I like the designs a lot. There's a few who, like Guar, fucking adorable. You know, I like art of Guar, but like actually watching her live streams, I don't know, I've sat through like a couple minutes and just been like, okay, whatever. You know, I'm watching a girl play video games. This is not interesting to me. Kobold Knight with $5. Arigato gozaimashita. Arigato gozaimasu. To itashimashite, I meant to say. I did mean 5, lol, but I thought of another question. Did you watch Smiling Friends or have plans to? What are your vibes on the show? I watched the first episode, and I was excited that Mike Stacklasa was there because I'm a big fan, and I was like, whoa, he's in a show. You know, I mean, he's kind of doing the Mr. Plinkett voice, but not exactly. but it did not make me laugh. I didn't find it to be laugh out loud funny. It was the kind of thing where I kind of more so went like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I get it. But, like, it didn't compel me to want to watch another episode. So, I don't know if maybe it's not meant to be laugh out loud funny, if there's something more appealing about it. I just thought it was kind of basic. Didn't give me anything I never felt like I'd gotten from a show before, I guess. So, other than Mike Stoklas's voice acting, which was nice. But he also sounds like very, well, I guess deliberately so. He sounds completely out of place, but that is definitely part of the humor of it. Anyway, $10 from Hinotama. Arigatou gozaimasu. Dou itashimashite. Do you ever watch any Chinese anime? Some of them are really good, and they are only getting better. There's one called Scissor 7 that I really like, with production and animation kind of like Fooly Cooly. I have seen some of Scissor 7. I think Bird and I watched the first episode around when it came out. And I just remember it being very strange and not necessarily clicking with me. The Chinese sense of humor is very different from the Japanese sense of humor, and it definitely takes some getting used to, where like a lot of the time I feel that cultural gap that I've gotten over with anime, or maybe never even really felt. I don't know what it is about anime that feels closer to, American sensibilities than the Chinese anime does. But like, or maybe again it's just because I've been a part of anime culture from such a young age that stuff seems normal to me that just wouldn't to other people getting into it as an adult. But yeah, like when it comes to Chinese anime, there's, especially the comedy focused ones, there's just like a lot of stuff that I'm just like, why is this funny? Like, what is a lot of like naked baby fart humor type shit in Chinese anime. I did watch all of what was it called? It was a show that kind of similarly was like very experimental in its animation, and like that's, I think, one of the most exciting things about a lot of the Chinese anime is that a lot of them are just like a bunch of really good animators just kind of coming together to totally do their own thing on the project. Like, there doesn't seem to be this sense that everything needs to be cohesive, like there is with Japanese animation, where like shows will just go really experimental and all over the place. I can't remember the name of the one that was like, it's like started as kind of a comedy parody, and it got much more serious as it went and became this like really involved social commentary. And that's the other thing. There's a lot of social commentary in those shows that I don't understand culturally. Like, it's just too far over my head. Like, I guess it would be a challenge for me to do analysis videos about Chinese anime because I don't understand what they're trying to say as much. I'm just not as exposed to the culture and, and its creators in particular. So like, my favorite Chinese anime that I've seen was what was it called? Mo Dao Zushi. That one was just the action scenes were incredible. It was really well directed. It was gorgeous to look at. The background art is some of the best I've ever seen. And the characters were interesting, and even though there was still a lot of cultural like weird stuff that I didn't get, I could see through all that, and like the heart of the story was strong. I never did watch the second season of that, and I don't think that show is the same thing as Heaven's Official Blessing, but that looks very similar and seems to be like a more popular show in the same vein. I think, again, I haven't watched it, that looks like something I would enjoy. But yeah, I guess I was kind of paying more attention to Chinese anime a few years ago when I was watching everything that came out seasonally for like the Finish or Fail series, because I usually included those in my Finish or Fail viewing. Although I did miss out on a couple that were really popular. But like, you know, I guess I'm somewhat less likely to just like randomly check out every single Chinese anime that comes out unless I happen to hear that it's really good. Like in the case of what did I call it? Heaven's Official Blessing. Yeah. That's a show that, you know, I've seen recommended enough times and seems to be popular enough that it's like, okay, I'll check that out. I think I have a restore item. Yeah. Resurrect. There we go. I think I can't hurt this thing until I use data drain on it, but it doesn't seem like I can yet. Drain data effective only on protect. Okay, we have to get him to protect break. Damn it. I'm dead. Oh, no. I really boofed this, I guess. Oh, I'm back. No, I'm not back. I can't heal you. I'm dead. Well, this is no good. I should have given her if I had realized that this was a mechanic, 'cause I haven't died yet since I've been playing this, and he just protect braked. If I had should have given her some of those resurrection items before I went to this level. I didn't expect this to suddenly get hard. Everything I fought up until that boss was dead easy, and then suddenly he just mopped the floor with me, and I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't using healing items or spells. I wasn't playing the game. You know, I was just cruising on autopilot, thinking I was gonna skate, like it was gonna be nothing. And you know, this is a PS2 game, so that means I just lost that progress, and I gotta go get it back. So that's the biz. Them's the breaks. I feel like I'm not hearing any music from this game. Have you guys been hearing any music? I don't think there's any music coming out of this game, is there? Oh, I muted it earlier, didn't I? Of course. Oh, dumb. I forgot I had muted it to play that other song. I'm still not seeing it. It still doesn't seem like you guys are hearing it, though. What's up with that? Okay. Alright, hopefully the excellent music is a better mix now. I can't believe I didn't have the music playing this whole time, and I didn't even realize it. Okay. What is that flapping sound? Oh, probably me shaking my leg and therefore fucking rocking the microphone that is like on me like a fool. Thank you for saying something. Oh boy, I caught up on all the super chats, I think. No, wait, I didn't. Butthole Weeb with $2 said you watch Modao Zushi. Yeah, I did mention. I guess you probably sent that before I mentioned that I had seen that. But thank you for the reminder nonetheless. It feels so good to be listening to this fucking music. I can't believe I was playing this game without music and didn't think about it. Those crispy sound effects. It feels so good. Seriously, like I was already enjoying myself, and now my enjoyment has increased tenfold just by having sound. Gabignan with Rs20. Horror media you like? Are you writing a novel? Yes, I am writing a horror... Well, among the many novels I'm writing, one of them is a horror novel, but the one I started on most recently... yeah, so I'm kind of trying to pick up on more horror stories. I also have been reading a horror novel. I just started it, but I bought it the other day, called Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin, who is someone I follow on Twitter. and she wrote this trans zombie apocalypse story where basically a virus turns all men into zombies based on testosterone level. So trans girls have to continually make sure they maintain their estrogen level because they'll literally turn into zombies if they if they have too high of testosterone. And so the TERFs are out there trying to exterminate trans girls because they see them as like this massive threat, and it's like just insanely fucking violent and gory. So yeah, I've only read like the first chapter, but it's pretty neat. It's a neat idea for a horror setting. All right, I need to party. That's what I'm trying to do here. I love this fucking music so goddamn so goddamn much. Blech. So yeah, horror media that I'm a fan of. I'm trying to think, like, because I'm not a huge horror person, which is kind of why I'm trying to get more into it. I give her some fucking resurrects so she could bring me back to life. Much more important for her to have than me, probably. And maybe I'll try a different level before we go back to that one. Oh. Well, I guess I can't warp to that area because it's protected. Ooh. Gate hacking. Whoa. Alright. What the fuck do I do here? Oh, okay. What the fuck am I doing? I need 2 M's and I only have 1 M is what it seems like, right? Is that what's going on here? Can I... What the fuck am I think I just don't have enough M's. I don't know where I get M's. What the hell was all that? Okay. We'll go there when we have more M's, I guess. And I can't challenge this golden goblin because I don't have one. I guess I'll just dismiss Black Rose and then I'll go do that. Get away from me. Alright. Let's go race this stupid sunny demon. My favorite horror anime is probably Shiki. That's the one that had the most like horror effect on me. I also really like the portrait of Petite Cosette. I like the picture of Dorian Gray, but less so because it's horror and more so because it's Oscar Wilde. I wish there was a way to turn down the voices in this game, or turn off the voices in this game. Oops. Maybe I can actually. I don't know if I've fully explored the start menu. Get over here, you little bastard. Come on. Come on. Oh, you know what? I'm probably meant to use I think I have like a skill or something that speeds me up, or an item. Make me go fast. Scrolls. One of these things makes me faster, I know it. Here we go, speed charm. Takes forever to cast, I guess. Haha! Yeah, you little bastard. I got you. I got you. It's over. It's over. You can't beat the speed charm, you little sunny demon. Ha 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 ha. That's how it's done. Role-playing games. Oh, he was just an apprentice. When I got his hat. Wonder if there's anything else here. Let's use a fairy orb. Fairies are investigating the map. It looks like there's nothing on the map. Except for this one little power boost. But I see some Mandragoras. Mandragora! Fucking adorable. Yeah, I think I've pretty much covered all the horror media I like, I guess. So I'll move on to the next super chat with Canadian $5 from Kid Paddle. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. What's your current taste in clothing, styles, and fashion like, both to wear and to admire? I have always been mostly a fan of, like, just, like, comfortable, functional, but cool or cute. Like Pokemon trainer chic type clothes. Like, anything that you could imagine a Pokemon trainer wearing. So, like, casual, but, you know, distinctive. So, like, most of the clothes I wear fall more into, like, the very comfortable category of, like, because I spend most of my time at home. So, you know, I'm usually just wearing tights, leggings, shorts, you know, like usually leggings and short shorts if it's not that cold. If it's a little colder, then pajama pants or well, probably just that, you know, just or thicker leggings. And then, like, for tops, I tend to wear mostly just like small shirts and, you know, anything that's not like built to show off tits that I don't have, you know, which a lot of women's fashion is. I like sweater dresses, like dresses that, you know, like long sleeve, comfy. Most of the stuff I have that's like that is stuff. Honestly, the truth is, most of the clothes I have are clothes that other people bought for me or handed me down because I haven't really been able to afford to buy clothes since transitioning very much. So, like, I have some stuff I picked up from thrift stores, like, very early into transition. I have some stuff that friends purchased for me on Shein, and I have some, like, a lot of hand-me-down stuff from my mom. And all the stuff from my mom is goth stuff. So, like, I have tons of just, like, small black band tee type shirts and stuff, and like tight jeans and shit from my mom. And then, you know, like the more like feminine but very casual, like Shein products, you know, that I got from my friends. So yeah, it's like a combination of all that stuff that I've got in my dresser that I just kind of throw on every day, and, you know, I'm not going anywhere, so usually I'm not trying to dress up. And when I do dress up, it usually is more so wearing the Shein type clothes, the, like, one-piece, simple, you know, comfy but fancy-looking type dresses. Like, stuff that, you know, looks fashionable but not, like, expensive necessarily. You know, I don't wear any, like, jewelry or makeup or anything like that, so I'm not usually going all that ham. Again, almost never leave my house, if you can't tell from the sheer amount of content that I have been putting out lately. But as for clothes, yeah, clothes I admire, again, I tend to like the casual kind of streetwear type stuff more so than, like, crazy high fashion type shit. Okay, we got a few more super chats to answer here. Butthole Weeb with $5. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. The Yami Shibai narrator is horror fuel in anime. He's terrifying looking. Also, you missed a chat. Rant on why Love Live is better than Aikatsu. Have I ever seen Aikatsu? I'm trying to remember what Aikatsu even is. Hold on. Wait, that's the one that's like a... Yeah, I haven't seen original Aikatsu. I've only seen Aikatsu Friends. I highly doubt I would ever come to that conclusion, because Love Live does nothing for me. I don't understand the appeal of it. The girls' eyes look glassy and hollow, and all of them seem too similar to me, and there's too many of them, and I don't like the music, and I don't like the way they direct the performance scenes, so nothing about it really appeals to me at all. What little I watched of Aikatsu Friends, what appealed to me mostly about it was that one of the main characters is a fashion designer who is just really compellingly thought out as a character and fun to watch. And the main character's cute and fun too, and just their interactions are really good. I don't know if, like, I always hear that the original is better. Like, people really love OG Aikatsu. Maybe it is, but I haven't watched it simply because it's very long, and I'm not like trying to jump in. I had only really caught up to Aikatsu Friends at the time because it was new and there was only like 8 episodes out, and I haven't watched any of it since. So yeah, I as strongly as those couple episodes appealed to me, it's not a show that I could honestly see myself watching all of because it's very repetitive, and it's hard for me to watch those long kids shows because I just want to see like the stuff that matters in a story, really. Ciaro X Rise with $5. Hi Trixie, will you rant about Kodomo no Jikan? I can rant to the extent that I know about it. So when Kodomo no Jikan was like first out, actually first let me figure out where the fuck I'm going in this game. I should resummon Black Rose first. When it was first coming out, it was going to get an English language release from 7 Seas, which is a publisher that I was following very closely at the time because they were the first people to publish light novels like Boogie Pop, and they were like publishing lots of Yuri, and they were just like really ahead of the curve on that kind of angle of otaku media. And so I was looking forward to Nymphet because at the time I was like, this was at the height of me being interested in lolly. This is when I was like 16 and really like dealing with heavy dissonance from myself. Like I felt very disconnected from my body and life and humanity, and I wanted a manga like that was going to help me understand, god damn it. And then it got canceled because I guess the manga just eventually crossed whatever line that for some reason, like, I don't know how it's possible that they were going to greenlight this manga before it crossed any kind of line, because to me, the line was crossed the second it started, like it's immediately the raunchiest fucking thing you're ever going to see. And the fact that it's written by a woman, I think, lends it a certain mystique to me, especially at the time, that I was like, I really want to know what a woman's take on like a hardcore lolicon manga is, but yeah, it got canceled, and then the anime came not long after that, and I watched the first episode of it, and it was so ridiculously censored because like it wasn't even like that there's actual nudity in the story. It's just like, third graders flashing their panties at their teacher, and they put these giant no symbols, like the character for no in front of it each time. And I was just like, I can't watch this. This is like, it was so over the top that it was like unwatchable. So I never ended up continuing it. I've been interested. I've known people who have read the whole manga and who say that it is a compelling story, so I'd love to cover it because I do kind of think of it as like the ultimate lolicon story. Like it's the one that seems to have the most understanding of what it's doing, like the most self-awareness about what the characters are and what it's trying to say, I guess, out of anything I could think of in the genre. But that's just from my casual glance and things I've heard people say. So, it's kind of been like a bucket list thing for me that one day I will read that manga and talk about it. But I have to feel like I'm ready. I have to feel like I'm ready to understand it and parse it and be ready to re-explain it to other people. And that might be true now. I've been more comfortable making videos about abnormal sexuality lately. So, I could see it happening. That's all I'm saying. I would want to read the manga, though. The anime is only, like, a small fraction of it, as far as I know. But, yeah. Okay, I need to heal all this fucking goddamn poison I got going on. This is a very item-heavy game, dot hack. So, like, the biggest thing that's probably going to be troubling me as I try to play it while talking at the same time is that it is a game where you're really meant to be managing, like, skills and items and stuff a lot during combat. I happen to be pretty overleveled for this stage, but the boss here, as we experienced earlier, is quite tough. So, you know, I've kind of been able to sleepwalk through it, but every once in a while I gotta stop and be like, ah, great, we got poisoned again, you know. I don't know if I have a skill that can heal poison yet. Alright, $3 from Kira Lu. Arigato gozaimasu, toi tashimashite. You have Amazon WL. We can buy you clothes plus treats. Yeah, I can absolutely create an Amazon wish list for if you are interested in that. That's the kind of thing that I've always been like, I'm gonna wait for somebody to ask, because I think it's very presumptuous to just put out an Amazon wish list. But yeah, there's definitely stuff that I want or could use. I would have to really sort through, like, I'm the kind of person who, if somebody's telling me that they're like that they want to buy me something, I want to be very tactical about it. Like, oh, okay, well, there's things I definitely need, you know, and things I know that would be good for work, and you know, so that's why I tend more towards just like, yeah, give me money, I'll figure out what to do with it. But some people like buying gifts and kind of saying, oh, you want this, I happen to want you to have that. I definitely have a Steam wish list that I could link. I think I'm the Golden Witch on Steam. Let me look up my Steam name real quick. I'm starting to fall behind on the super chats. Okay, I don't want to have to fucking log into Steam right now. What is going on with this webcams dot whatever? There's a spam bot here in the chat. Gotta get rid of that. Alright. True Fox 1 with $2. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. Please rant about Shimakaze's character design. Let me remind myself who Shimakaze is. Oh, this girl. The fucking boat girl from with the stripy I mean, this is the most like I saw it and I instantly was like, this design should have existed since the dawn of time. Like, it's so obvious that it felt immortal to me when I first saw it. So if anybody doesn't know Shimakaze, I mean, just Google, you know, search it up. But it's the girl from God damn it, what the hell is this stupid fucking boat show called? Let me go to the all tab. Kansai Collection. She's got the white and red striped socks, a super short mini skirt with like a high-rise panty that is coming out of the skirt. She's got this ridiculous like bunny-eared hair tie thing on top of her head, and like the ascot and midriff bearing shortened version of like a Sailor Fuku. Preposterous design, but exactly what any Navy guy would have imagined if they're into anime. Like, this is just the iconic Navy girl. Like, I come from a Navy town. You know, we have a restaurant around here called Anchor Alley's. That's like, everyone who works there is like a hot chick with tattoos, and like all of the iconography of the place is like girls dressed exactly like that. You know, not usually lollies, but this is just the anime version of like the classic, particularly very American impression that it gives me. I don't know if she's supposed to, I guess she's not an American ship because she's called the Shimakaze, but it gave me very American vibes when I first saw it, with all the red, white, and blue and the stripes and everything. But yeah, instantly iconic design, recognizable from the moon. MNM with 15 shekels. Rant about edgy adult situational comedy cartoons. South Park, early Family Guy, etc. Kinda unpopular opinion. I think American Dad is very good. I also think American Dad is very good. And it's kind of sad that that's I don't know how unpopular an opinion that is, because I know other people who feel that way. Bird and Victor are both American Dad fans. I think it might just be that it started off not that great. Like, the first episodes, I remember when it first came out, I wasn't feeling it that much. But as it went along, I got really into it as like, oh, this is way funnier than Family Guy, which at the same time was becoming insufferable. I think Family Guy... I think the problem with Family Guy is that it stopped treating its characters as characters at some point and just as vehicles for, basically just punching bags, you know? And it came to a point that none of them had any consistency anymore because they're just being made to do whatever would suit the episode scenario, you know? And everybody just became so unlikable, and it feels like the show is going out of its way to be obnoxious and just, like, you know, to be unenjoyable a lot of the time. I got one hit fucking killed just now. Heal me! No, you don't need to be healed. Heal me! How do I tell her to do stuff? I cannot remember how I... Okay, here we go. First aid. Oh my god. Am I not supposed to be here yet? What the hell? I just got wiped fucking instantly. I don't think... And I hadn't saved after fucking beating the yellow demon. God damn it, I'm an idiot. I forgot old games be like this. Shit. Alright, well, we're gonna have to fucking race the yellow demon again. At least we know what to do. I can't believe that boss just one hit killed me, and then she didn't do fucking anything about it. Alright. I was still talking about adult cartoons, right? I grew up with, you know, Family Guy. Like, I grew up watching Adult Swim with Family Guy and Futurama being, like, every single day leading into the anime. It took me a long time to get into the actual Adult Swim shows. Like, I had to actually be an adult to appreciate a lot of those, whereas the anime was easier to appreciate as a teenager. You know, I liked Futurama more than Family Guy at the time. Going back, both of them just, like, they have good jokes in them, but they're both mostly pretty stale at this point. I would say, you know, American Dad definitely holds up better. Trying to think about all the other ones. Rick and Morty was, like, my favorite show in the world for a little while. Now I'm kind of over it. I'm tired of hearing clips from it on YouTube Shorts and shit. So, Archer was pretty good for the first 3 seasons at least. And you can remind me of any other ones if you want, and I'll try to offer an opinion. But those are the, like, there's some really obscure Adult Swim shows that I like 12 Ounce Mouse or Xavier Renegade Angel, that got, like, really fucking insane. I don't know if those are really part of this conversation necessarily, though. If those are, like, the same kind of... Oh, South Park you mentioned, too. Yeah, I've always liked South Park. I've never been, like, hugely into it. I think it's very hit or miss, but the strong episodes are incredibly strong. It's always got a strong finger on the pulse of culture. You know, I think they've done a good job of staying modern and relevant and talking about things in a way that I think, honestly, South Park, like, brings a lot of the zeitgeist to the older generation who maybe doesn't understand this shit until South Park talks about it. So, yeah, I think it's a very strong show. My brother Victor watches it a lot. I've just never been, like, a mega fan or anything. I don't watch it actively. I happen to see it when I'm in Victor's... Well, I haven't been in his room in a long time, like, hanging out, but that used to be how I would see South Park, is I would, like, show up in Vic's room and he'd be watching it. You know, I can't say that's happened going over to his house in recent years. Zack Attack with $9. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite says, thanks for the harmful park recommendation. I really enjoyed it. I'm on easy mode and I can't believe how hard it is. Speaking of shmups, have you heard of Sol Cresta from Platinum Games? I have not heard of Sol Cresta from Platinum Games. That sounds like something I'd enjoy, because I like Platinum Games and shmups. But I'll check that out. Harmful Park is great. I really, really think it's cute as shit, and it was a delightful discovery because I just went on CD Romance and it was like new releases, Harmful Park, and I saw the screen caps and I went, that looks cute. And then I looked up to see if anybody had made a video about it, and a couple people had, but nothing too serious. Like, the most views was on just long plays of the game because most people don't know about it or consider it Japan only and therefore kind of untouchable. So like the fact that it had an English translation patch, I felt like was a reason enough to make a video to inform people of that if they didn't know already, you know? Okay, what level am I right now? To look into my status. I'm level 8. Okay, we need to go back and do the stupid, goddamn fucking... Not this. Yeah, the detestable Golden Sunny Demon. Yeah, it was cool to discover Harmful Park and you know, just kind of blast through it real quick and talk about it for anybody who didn't know already. Apparently, it was brought up in a JonTron video about a bunch of Japanese shooter games, or just like, yeah, it's like weird Japanese games. And some people made reference to that I had to, because there's like one of the bombs is called Jerry, and he's like, Jerry, John's getting upset. And a couple people commented that, and I had to look up what the hell they were talking about. But, yeah, I don't know if I've seen that JonTron video in full. Right, the speed charm, there we go. Get him. Get him. Got him. Alrighty. Let's get the hell out of here. True Fox 1 with $5. Arigato gozaimasu. Doi tashimashite. That was a great Shimakaze rant. Please rant about Sachiko's design from Idolmaster. Alright, let me go look up Sachiko from Idolmaster. Sachiko Idolmaster. Okay, this girl's got like... The first picture I see of her is doing this incredibly snooty, like, hand under the chin, like, oh, you didn't know type of face. So I don't know if that's her personality, is like haughty bitch, but I like it. I like the expression. Her hair is just very early 2000s moe, like visual novel. It's got that, like, you know, the part where, how do I describe it? Like the antenna thing, not even antenna, but like where, you know, the front of the hair goes like up and then down, you know, that weird lifted hair look that was so popular in the 2000s. I guess it's still pretty popular with the anime, but I don't know, she's a girl. Definitely not as iconic. I don't see any outfits that stand out like in this list. Her school uniform is just very bland to me. Yeah, I don't know. This one I don't get it as much. So sorry. I don't feel the I don't feel that depth that I did with the other one of the moe appeal. No, not Orca. He's dead or something. In a coma. Does premium chat not work in Korea? I do not know. Someone earlier was having the same problem with who was from Japan. They were saying that they couldn't make a super chat for some reason, so I don't know what's going on. If there's some reason that I can't receive super chats from Southeast Asia, that would be very unfortunate. Butthole Weeb with $5. Arigato gozaimasu, toi tachimashite. Rant about Seisenshi Dunbine and why we didn't watch it last time we hung out. I need a full 40-minute Garzy's Wing Dunbine universe analysis video. It could happen. I really don't know very much about Dunbine, honestly. Like, I know, obviously, that it's considered one of the precursor isekai. You know, it's a Tomino series, so that's... I kind of feel like I know somewhat what to expect, or, like, you know... but... Alright, let's experiment with this here portal system. Let's go to a closed... haunted sea of sand. Level 10? That's a little high. Closed haunted aqua field? No. Closed haunted twin. Alright, let's take haunted out. That seems a little tough. Closed forbidden sea of sand. Level 9's a little above me. Holy ground, aqua field. Alright, everything's level 9. Well, let's just go for it then. Let's see what we can do. But yeah, Landon, we've already got to finish Gosik and K, but we can get to Dunbine after that, maybe. Alright. Okay, I've answered the super chats. I'm back in the game. Let's go ahead and start by using the fairy orb, which tells us where everything is. There's a lot of stuff on this map. Oh no, melon! Gotta oh no, melon. I fucking love the stupid little, like, Pokemon-esque item creatures that are in this game. You can definitely feel that they wanted to, they really wanted to build, like, a huge, like, world and franchise off of all these little creatures. And I guess they successfully did. I just feel like the creatures and stuff never became as much of a focus as it seems like they wanted them to be, you know? Because there was a Dot Hack card game that had, like, all these monsters and stuff in it. And I remember even at the time kind of being like, yeah, but, like, does anybody really remember the monsters from Dot Hack? And, like, returning to it, I'm like, well, yeah, I remember Ono Melon and Mandragora and all that. Please heal me. I should not have come here. It's too high level. Bring me back to life. Can you not do that? I fucking thank you. Alright, let's get out of here. This place is too much. Level 9 it's not okay. Japan definitely can make super chats. I mean, they should be able to, but for whatever reason, somebody couldn't make one on this stream. Alright, maybe we'll go... Actually, first of all, let's save the game, since we've already beat that yellow guy, and I don't want to have to do that again if I die. It was already dumb of me to rush into a level before saving. Again. Lessons learned, 0. I'm coming up on 2 hours of streaming, so I'm probably going to wrap up pretty soon. You know, I thought I was going to be doing a lot of Chow Garden streams, but after realizing how much Sonic Adventure 2 I have to play in order to use the Chow Garden, I've kind of completely lost interest. I just want to say thank you for saving my years 16 to 21, living in Korea now. Congratulations, and doi tashimashite. Gabinyan with Rs20. Arigatou gozaimasu, doi tashimashite. Have you watched The Witch from Mercury teaser? I haven't. What is that? Let me go look it up. Witch from Mercury. Oh, the new Gundam. I haven't, but I already can tell it's going to be sick just from the title. Speaking from one witch to another. Let me look at this. Gundam, the Witch from Mercury. I did actually see this teaser trailer. Now that I'm remembering, yes, I have seen this. The girl looks cute. The mech looks sick. I hope it's good. That's all I can say. Oh no, no more Chow. Yeah, it's too much of a commitment. I should have realized. You know, I was ready to make the commitment to raising the Chow. I wasn't ready to make the commitment to having the 9-to-5 job of play Sonic Adventure 2 in order to raise the Chow. So You know, if I had remembered what, which immediately reminded me why I was always watching my brothers play Chow Garden and never playing it myself. Now I understand why I was less interested in that game than they were. Let's see. All right, let's go to a hidden, passed over Sea of Sand. That's level 1. Never mind. Expansive, forbidden Sea of Sand. Level 6? Okay, that sounds doable. I think I forgot to summon my party member, but whatever. Oh wait, I do have her. Sick, okay. I didn't boof it completely. Yeah, so this basically looks like the same level. Oops, what am I doing? I'm trying to fairy orb. But it's lower level, so it won't be a huge pain in the... What is that? What is that? Oh no. This guy should have been on the thumbnail. Maybe next time. If I keep playing .hack. I mostly am playing this because it came up in conversation and I thought, oh, that's an escape from Sonic into a game, another game that I happen to be playing that I hadn't picked up in a little while. Might be a good excuse. This is definitely a game I'd rather play off camera just because it's a very meditative experience, this game. And it also has again, you kind of have to pay attention, like if you're playing the harder parts. So it's not exactly ideal. The only reason I didn't want to do Elden Ring, though, is that is a game where I tend to just run around in circles and have no aim. It's hard to find a game to stream. That's always been a big part of the difficulty for me. I mean, obviously you can stream without a game, but it's not that fun. Why am I frozen? Ah! Health drink. I'm gonna data drain this one. She turned into a hula hooper. Good lord, get back here. There we go. Alright, level 6 isn't a slouch. It's still a challenge. So I feel right about having come here. MNM with 15 shekels says, speaking of new Gundam, you should watch the Hathaway Flash movie from last year. It seems like something you'd really like. I will. I've heard that it was... Well, actually, I've heard mixed opinions of it. Like, you're telling me it's something I would like. That makes me interested. But I had heard people say that they did or didn't like it. But I feel like every Gundam is kind of divisive. You know, everybody's got their favorites and least favorites, so maybe it just comes with the territory. I forgot I have La Repth. La Repth. Hey. Oh, we're getting attacked. And, Butthole Weeb with $2. Arigato gozaimasu, doi tashimashite. Don't eat mealy as I sharded and it was bloody. Well, that is deeply unfortunate. And I honestly feel like that should be where we end this stream. You know, great advice can't be topped on. You know, you've made the pinnacle statement that we're ever gonna hear on this live stream today. So, I think it might be time to wrap up. Thanks everybody for coming out. Oh wait, I totally missed this these other chats. Hold on. I'm not done yet. Kiralu with $2. Arigato gozaimasu, doi tashimashite. TY for the stream. Heart, have a nice day and weekend. Catface. And then Whitefield 1999 with $10. Out of the Tatsuki Fujimoto assistances that have been serialized, which one is your favorite? Yuki Kaku, Hell's Paradise, Yuki Nobutatsu, Dan Da Dan, or Tatsuya Endo, Spy X Family? Well, I've never heard of Hell's Paradise or Dan Da Dan until just now, so we're gonna go with Spy Family, Tatsuya Endo. I only found out about the fact that he was the understudy of Chainsaw Man recently from a YouTuber I started following called, let me look it up real quick. I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it was like Yiman or something. Here we go. Yeah, Yiman, Yiman. It's a channel that's pretty much just covering Chainsaw Man and Spy Family in depth, talking about their creators, diving into interviews, random ideas and factoids and memes and stuff. It's a pretty fun channel. And yeah, that was how I found out just recently that the Spy Family creator was worked as an assistant for the Fire Punch, even though he's actually older and was like more experienced in, like, he's, you know, had been in the industry before. It wasn't like he got started as a assistant, but he did that to sort of reinvigorate himself, and that's what led to him creating Spy Family. So yeah, it was really interesting to learn from that video. But yeah, I don't know those other manga. I'm not a huge manga reader. I probably need to get more into reading all these like big hype manga, because that seems to be where a lot more of the cultural zeitgeist is at right now as compared to talking about anime. So, you know, thanks for letting me know what to investigate. Another $5 from Sharo X Rise, or Rize, I'm not sure. Sharo X Rize, maybe? With $5, arigato doi tachimashite. There is a less censored version of Kodomo no Jikan where the no symbols are not present. It would be great to see you cover the series eventually. I was aware of that. I mean, I figured that probably the DVD release would be the uncensored version, because this was like right at the time where that was starting to become a major trend of anime being like heavily censored on the TV broadcast, and then the DVD would be uncensored. And I remember when the uncensored version of Kodomo no Jikan came out, people were like it wasn't even that big a deal. A lot of the stuff that got censored, like, it felt like they almost deliberately made the show unwatchable so that they could sell more DVDs of it, you know? That, or just the TV networks just found it insanely objectionable, but when they actually saw it. Whatever the case may be, I'm aware, but like, the anime is still very limited. It doesn't, I don't believe, tell anywhere close to the full story of the manga, so I'd still much rather have read the manga before talking about Kodomo no Jikan. I would surely use footage from the anime if I was making a video out of it, just because it's easier to work with than manga. Alright. Now I think we're done. Now I think we can end the live stream. Now that I've read all the super chats that came in at the very last second, thank you, everybody. You make these streams possible. I do it for the money. So if there's no money, there's no live streams, you know? It's purely greed motivated. Nothing but my desire to own a house is compelling me to do anything in life, actually. It's all single-minded, straight motivation to get that property. So thank you to everybody donating and you know, and keeping the mission alive. Kiralu with another $2. Arigatou gozaimasu. Do itashimashite. I need to use la rep. It is kind of weird, actually, for me to say that I'm like ending the stream when I like just entered a dungeon and I'm like in the middle of playing a video game. So it's a little awkward. That's why I haven't quite. I'm like, oh wait, actually I'm fighting enemies. This is not the time to end the stream. Give me 1 second. All right. Okay. Like I make my expectation of video games is that I can save whenever I want and just stop playing, because that's how it's become now. You know, when I stop an Elden Ring stream, it's just like, all right, bye, and I close out everything and I leave the room because it's gotten hot because the computer's overheating trying to run Elden Ring. And now I'm like, oh wait, I should probably like go back to town, gate out, do the whole proper save and turn the game off, make sure I don't corrupt my file. Fucking PlayStation ancient arts. Okay. Yeah, I know what you can do. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for